Could you believe you can stay in an apartment in China for just $2 a night, and it's not dirty or run down? It's actually in a coastal community. You can wake up to the sound of the waves, walk to the beach in 5 minutes, and still pay less than a cup of coffee. You may not realize how crazy that is. In most Chinese cities, $2 can barely get you a simple bowl of noodles or a cheap fried rice. In some big cities, $2 isn't even enough for a real meal. But here, for $2, you can stay in a really nice apartment for one night. You may think this is a good thing, but honestly, I don't see it that way. In this episode, we are going to check it out. See all those high-rise height? That's where we are going today. And just 200 meters in front of them is the sea. This community is right on the Bohai Bay in northeastern China. This community feels really remote to me. On the way here, all I saw were wide empty roads, no malls, no restaurants, no supermarkets, nothing like that. What you are seeing now is basically all the shops around this community. Just a few supermarkets, restaurants, and a real estate office. And that chain supermarket on the far right is already closed down. Now I'm going inside this community. Look how huge is it. That's really unexpected. This community has 17 high-rise buildings and can hold around 20,000 people when it's completely full. But the year-round occupancy rate is less than 20%. So usually only about 3,000 people actually live here. That means roughly 80% of the apartments are empty most of the time. When I contacted the hotel owner, I found out he doesn't actually live here. He gives guests instructions online and hires local people to clean the rooms. I've only run into this kind of situation twice. The first time was in my second video at a much bigger ghost community near Shanghai. This may be normal abroad, but in China it's pretty unusual. Guess why in the comment? I noticed that on my floor there are at least a dozen apartments, and none of them are lived in by the owners. All of them have been converted into hotel rooms. And this room costs $5 a night. It has 2 beds and is about 50 square meters. It has everything you need: a fridge, a washing machine, a TV, a bathroom, and a kitchen. The owner of the supermarket downstairs told me that if you come here in the winter, the price is even cheaper. A single apartment is only about $1.5 a night. Because there are fewer tourists in the winter, the vacancy rate here is even higher. Since I booked this room only after I got here, it's not the cheapest or the best option. From 1998 to 2019, China's real estate markets grew very fast. During these years, house prices kept going up. People thought buying a house was a safe way to invest, so many wanted to buy. Developers found a cheap piece of land near the sea. They built a big housing area there and told people it was a sea view home. Buyers liked the beautiful view and believed the price would keep rising. So many bought when prices were highest. But after COVID-19, people had less money to spend, and house prices started to fall. This place is very cold. Only 2 or 3 months a year are good for tourism, so there are not many visitors. The area is far from the city center, about 15 kilometers. And that's not even the real downtown area. It's just a small area of the city, and the transportation is not very convenient. Now many house owners can't sell their properties, and they don't live there either. They have no choice but to rent them to hotels at low prices, and the hotels turn them into apartments. Back in 2021, this community sold for about $1,100 per square meter. Now in 2026, you can get one for roughly $300 per square meter. If you like this video, please subscribe and give it a big thumbs up. I will see you in the next video.